Hey guys, if you're anything like me and you still don't have your life together and January is definitely getting close to being over, it's okay. There's grace for you. We still have time, all right? I am not one of those people who can like have my life together for the next 12 months by January 1st. Like, no. In the month of December, especially the last like 2 to 3 weeks, I'm chilling. I'm vacationing. I am signed out, okay? I don't think about anything that I don't have to. And for that reason, I found that it's a lot better for me to actually allow like the last half of the year and the first few weeks of the new year to just kind of ease my way into things. In turn, it gives me enough time to figure out what it is that like I actually want to do in 2022. Now, if you don't know me, I am a Christian. Pretty sure you can't see that. So what that means is that everything that I do is from a biblical model. So if that's not your thing, I mean, you can stay if you want. The very first thing that I do before I write anything out in the planner is pray. Without prayer, we don't have the proper direction, you know? So I started praying in the month of December for the Lord to show me what it is that one, He wanted to do in me and what He wanted to do through me. Because if I don't know what God is telling me to do, if I don't know what He is telling me that I need to let go of, that I need to begin implementing, etc., there's no way, especially in my line of work, that I will be able to actually properly serve you guys. So with that being said, I prayed from December, whatever day that was, that the Lord told me to slow down and just focus back on Him and really like consecrate myself till, well, I haven't stopped praying, but I now have clarity on the things that He is really like wanting me to do right now. And so the way that I focus on planning out my year is I do it in quarters. If you're not in entrepreneurship or in the business world, you may not know what that means. I didn't know what that meant, but basically it's literally you plan your year in 3-month chunks. So the only 3 months that I have really like focused on and honed in on was quarter one, or January, February, and March. Now, I did that for a few reasons. One, because I tend to get very overwhelmed and I am a big picture gal, so it's a lot easier for me when I only have to focus on like a small chunk of things. And two, because I really want to challenge myself to be disciplined and really work on my goals at a reasonable pace, instead of saying that I need to do this thing and then get so caught up in another project that I then abandon it completely. Discipline, wisdom, maturity, those are things that, you know, we need to begin exercising in a new way this year. With that being said, the very first thing that I did was, I guess it wasn't a vision board. I'm not really a vision board kind of gal, but I did plan out all of my goals for 2022. So actually, let me start the screen recording really quick. I'm gonna be showing you guys my iPad, and I used the app Notability. So it's like it's this little pencil right here. So I created a tab called Yearly Plan, and in that you see I have like a few documents already. I have my quarter one content creation plan, just like a really brief overview, and then I have one titled My Systems, I have one for my desires, and then I have an overview on how to plan my time off. So this is actually gonna be like a guiding point for this entire video. So I'm not gonna go through my quarter one content creation, but what I am gonna do is go through my systems. I will leave the video down below that I was inspired by. I actually paused the video and worked through all the suggestions that she told us to do. So please make sure you check out the video. It is actually like amazing. Now, the first page was writing down your life dreams, and in this you have no restrictions. Be as specific as you possibly can. It's like we're working backwards. These things are going to be the guide for how we need to set ourselves up for the first quarter of the year. So some of the things, I'm not going to show you everything that I put on here, but some of the things that I want to do long term is to be an author, to be sold out for Jesus like continuously for the rest of my days. I'm very passionate about hospitality and philanthropy and investments, things like that. So All of those things are like a guiding light, an overview, right? So the way that I decided to do it was I wrote down like super broad life dreams, but then I wrote down non-eternal desires that I have. So some of those things are like shopping sustainably. I am very passionate about that, but it costs a lot of coins if you know anything about like sustainability. And so I want to be in a financial position where I can actually do that. I want to travel the world, and I want to give more than I receive, you know, things like that. I want to build my own home one day. And these things are always like swirling around in my mind. Everything is always up here for me. So it was so helpful to get all of this down on paper. The next thing that I wrote down was the kind of feelings that I want. So I want to be joyful. I want to be healthy and totally healed, which I know the Lord is doing. That is going to be a testimony to come, okay? I want to feel peace. I want to be understanding. I want to be gentle. These things are also habits that I want to start forming now in my personal life, so that not only will it translate in business and in ministry, but also in my marriage, in my family, toward my parents, toward my siblings. Because ultimately, my marriage is my first ministry, and that is the most important. So if I am a sucky wife, if I am a mean wife, I shouldn't be focusing on anything else. I first should be focusing on getting myself together internally. She suggested that we write down these 10 I am statements. My 10 I ams are that I am sold out for Jesus. My family is saved. Hospitality ministry is something that I will be walking into. I will be an author. I will be a philanthropist. The reason why she wanted us to write out those I ams is because it tricks your brain in a way. So it's a lot easier when we say like I will be, for us to just abandon the dream. But when we say like I am this thing, you actually learn that you walk into it a lot more smoothly, which is something that I even found out when I started doing content creation. For so long, I was doing it and no one was seeing it anywhere across any platform. And I was getting discouraged because so many people were like, you know, content creation is cute, but like, what are you doing? And I'm like, I know that this is an avenue that God has instructed me to go, like, to walk down. I had to change my language. And as soon as I changed my language, as soon as I actually agreed with what the Lord was doing with his heart, things took off. Now, onto this. I have my Q1 goals, which is what I am actually going to be writing out in this planner. I obviously have a few goals for the year. Like, who doesn't? Even if we don't believe that they're achievable, we have things that we want to accomplish. And this planner, I literally wish this video was sponsored because I am obsessed with them. This is the Evergirl Day Designer. It's the best thing that I've ever found. I usually hate planners, but this is everything and more that I was looking for. So it has yearly overview, a ruler, stickers, pockets for important documents. It has a page on how exactly they have designed for you to use the planner. And honestly, like, so much more. Goals. The first page is asking me what my goals are for the year. And it has a section for your career, finances, physical health, organization, and a few more that we're gonna work through. Also, before I start writing anything, do you see this? What kind of pen do you guys think this is? It's not. It's a mechanical pencil. And it is amazing. Hold on, let me get a close-up of that because I don't think y'all understand like how wild this actually is. What? That's lead. I know people say to do things and like to create 3 goals at a time. No, I'm creating 6 for the entire year, okay? So the things that I want to do is launch a course, launch my ebook, finish my actual like hard copy book that I'm going to be releasing. And for YouTube, I want to reach 10,000 subscribers. We will see if that happens. YouTube is a doozy to figure out, but anything is possible in a year, right? And I want to increase my engagement on Instagram. If my follower account grows, that's cool. I'm at like 11. I'm almost at 12,000 right now, which is a blessing. And I would love to continue working with sponsors. It is actually like a highlight for me. So those in a nutshell are my things. Oh, and also with the course, I'm going to be relaunching my blog. So establishing that as well. It's a lot, but like I know I can do it, and this is what the Lord has told me to focus on. So I will. For my finances, I'm going to focus on my business. The only goal that I have, honestly, is to create a consistent income for this year. With creating content, there are months, I'm sure you've heard, where like sometimes it's an influx of of money, and there are other months where it's like super quiet. Ooh, this is a good section. This one is asking about my physical health. So I'm gonna put in an asterisk, believe for total healing. I'm gonna write down getting back to training and losing fat, not weight, fat, toning, and I'm also in the process of taking some tests to figure out if there are any foods that have been causing, like, you know, all the stuff that I told you has been going on with me. So I am really looking forward to seeing what foods my body can handle, what foods my body can't handle. And I also am at a point where like I really, y'all know I don't like meat, but like I really don't like meat. And it's not even the taste, I just don't like meat or seafood or anything else. So vegetarian it is. I'm working on figuring out how to eat a well-balanced vegetarian diet because girl, it's difficult. This is my favorite part, for organization. Okay, I will include the link for this down below. Productivity is like my jam, and so I have tried everything under the sun for being organized. I've tried time blocking, I've tried all the other stuff that I can't remember the names of, and they literally don't work for me long term. So I took this quiz, and this quiz was formulated to help you figure out what methods work best for you. And for me, it's something called GTD, or Get Stuff Done. It's actually been specifically designed to help those of us who literally get stuck in our heads and who get super overwhelmed and who wear many hats. Like, I cannot tell you how many times I've literally just cried because I'm like, there's so much to do at work, there's so much to do around the house. So it's like, I want to take care of my house, I want to steward over this business well, I want to be present with my family and my friends, and I literally just suck at balance. Like, I am a workaholic, I will say that, it is the truth, and I don't want to be. Like, I want to be able to call my mom at 4:30 p.m. and not feel like I have to rush to get off the phone because I still have so much stuff to do, you know. So I'm gonna write in super bold capital letters GTD. Implement the strategies that work best for you. This section is for mental health. I definitely advocate for like counseling, therapy. They are different things, if you did not know that. Something that I found for me personally is that a lot of my issues have come from the fact that I have dealt with so much anxiety and fear and panic, and that oftentimes would lead to depression. The Lord has really shown me that these things come from a lot of trauma responses. I began to become very closed off, and I would just keep everything jumbled up in here, and it was a breeding ground for like a bunch of negative emotions. So for me, the main thing that I want to focus on is mind renewal. I have been studying my butt off about renewing my mind with the word, and actually like breaking it down from Christianese to actually saying like, okay, what does this actually mean? I've gotten like my definitions from the Urban Dictionary, and that's not what God is saying at all. Like, peace is so not multifaceted, but there are so many things in the word peace alone, for example, that like I was so unaware of. And so mind renewal, girl, I'm telling you, it's my year, okay? It is my year of maturity, and I know that doing these things, renewing my mind, is going to be a large part of it. The next thing is asking me what my goals are for digital wellness. So I actually started a system that I really loved last year, and it was the best decision that I could have ever made in my life. I turned off my notification. I also don't really use social media that often, believe it or not. On the weekends I might allow myself to be on it for like 45 minutes throughout the entire day. 45 minutes But during the week, I allow myself to be on social media to scroll for like 15 minutes at a time unless I'm doing market research. So I want to continue doing those things. And also the other thing that has contributed to my digital wellness is replacing times where I would be watching TV or where I would be watching like a whole bunch of YouTube videos and I just pray. So replacing my entertainment time with prayer has been a game changer, and it will be for you too if that's something that you have been convicted of. My goals for the year for my hobbies. What hobbies do I have? Y'all, hold on. Let me think for a minute. Okay, I thought about it. I love to decorate, so I would love to finish decorating our bedroom this year. I love to cook. I really want to start making my own recipe book. So, it'll be a vegetarian recipe book at that. Maybe not. I still have to cook meat because my husband can't live without meat. So, either way, I'm going to be working on my family recipe book this year. It's something that I want to do. So, I actually need to make sure that I have a work-life balance so that I'm able to do that. Then I'm actually working on selling my paintings this year as well. Something that I do with the Lord. I definitely stopped last year and I shouldn't have, so I want to make sure that I pick that back up. And then I love being in nature, so I want to make sure that I'm able to just rest outside and hear the birds chirping. It is a sweet space. This is one that I really love, style. Y'all know I like a little good outfit, okay, honey? This is one that is really simple. I just want to continue creating my capsule wardrobe as sustainably as possible. For my home, my goal for this year is to increase my hospitality. Actually, hospitality is I've always wanted my home to be a place of healing, a place of nurturing, and a place of rest. So with increasing the hospitality is making sure that my home is filled with worship and that I am constantly in prayer so that when people come in, they say this all the time even now, but when people come, they can just say like, wow, it is so cozy in here and I feel like I can just relax. And that's also why I love decorating so much, because it's like you can decorate your space in a way that literally makes you feel like peaceful. For intellectual growth, I have 2 sections for this. So the first one is dealing with school, my intellectual growth with my classes. I want to make sure that I am putting in 110% on the effort side. And then for business, I want to make sure that I invest in, I would say 1 to 2 courses and continue just like reading, listening to podcasts, that sort of thing, because the digital world is constantly evolving. So you have to stay on top of your game. For relationships, I really want to be intentional about being open with my friends, and then putting my family first. For self-care, I want to really focus on my hair this year. I get really bored really quickly. I usually don't repeat hairstyles. Like, I don't know. I've never been able to just like look one way for a really long time. So instead of complaining about it this year, I want to make sure that I always have a plan for my next hairstyle. I really love doing my nails. I love pampering myself. I want to keep my nails up. I've been seeing some really cute press-ons, so I think I might just invest in that. I don't know. We'll see. I'll keep y'all updated. And the last thing that I want to do for that is to make sure that I spend enough time just away from responsibilities so that I can just be by myself. Now that I've set my goals and intentions, I plan to take the following actions in order to achieve them. Oi, hold on, I need some coffee. Y'all, I made this hours ago. It's not even foamy anymore. In order to reach all of these goals, I have to be disciplined. Let me think about this a little bit though, because I feel like being disciplined is kind of broad. So hold on, I'll be right back. Okay, I think I got it, y'all. My action steps for my career is to wake up at 6 a.m., go to bed at 10. This is super doable for me. I used to do it all the time. I actually prefer it, but it's like the child in me that wants to stay up until 3 a.m. doing absolutely nothing and then regretting it in the morning. So I'm trying to stray away from that. I need to say no to fear and then stick to my work schedule. Pretty basic stuff, but things that are going to make a world of difference for me. For my finances, I need to create a monetary plan or a monetary goal plan for each month so that I can actually work toward hitting the actual goal. I need to pitch myself more to brands that I've already positioned myself for. Again, I've just been afraid, so I haven't done it. And then I just need to start selling my products and services. Like, I am definitely in a space where it's like, just do it. I can plan my hiney off, but when it comes to actually like stepping out on faith and doing the thing, not knowing if it's going to pay off or not, that's where I get stuck. So the Lord has really been dealing with me in the area of just like, you learn as you go. I am with you every step of the way. I have told you to do this thing. Do you not think that I would provide for you? And that was convicting. So anywho, for my physical health, I need to take an intolerance and allergen test, complete physical therapy for my knees. That is something that I haven't talked to you guys about, but yeah. And then I would love to establish a new workout routine that works for my body now in this current season and possibly hire a personal trainer. My eye has been on a dear friend of mine. He is a holistic personal trainer. He's a Christian, and shameless plug, his business is called Mo Fitness. It's amazing. People literally get transformed, and so we will see if I'm able to, depending on how everything else goes. Next up is my organization panel, and this is where things started to get a little, I guess, harder for me to think about, but I tried to keep it simple once again. So I need to finish reading the article that they actually provide for you after you finish taking the personality test, and based off of that article, I need to create some systems and stick to those systems. And for my mental health, I would love to study the Bible more throughout the day. I've noticed that when I am being a diligent student of the word, you know, the same with anything else, you begin to understand more, you begin to come into agreement more with what's being spoken over you, and it also increases your faith, and it gives you hope that you can actually walk this thing out. So the same way that I want to study the Bible more, I want to increase my time in prayer, and I want to be a lot more mindful of what I'm reading and watching. And this isn't even necessarily like TVs and movies, but it has a lot to do with like Twitter. I'll see so much stuff, and people, all they do is talk about COVID and arguments and conspiracy theories and how mad they are and how disgusted they are with this person and that person, and it's like, oh my gosh, can we move on, guys? But what I've also been learning is that, like, even though I would scroll past it and just kind of like roll my eyes, God is like, you don't even have to finish reading the tweet, just exit out of the app, why don't you? It'll be way more beneficial. So I'm working on doing that. And for my digital wellness, I want to try a productivity app again for certain things. It's kind of difficult because like I have to post from my phone. I do a lot of work on my phone, computer, and iPad. So I'm going to have to kind of flesh that out a bit more. None of the apps worked. Like, none of the popular apps worked. They were annoying to me. So we'll see if that works. But I also want to possibly go back and clean out my watch list on YouTube, my following list. Again, I don't think I have to do too much of that, but it never hurts, you know? And I want to just continue asking the Lord for wisdom on how I should be navigating technology. For my mental health, wait, I already said that. For my hobbies, I need to re-up on all of my supplies so that I am able to paint a daggone thing. I want to buy a recipe book, and I want to try... Wait, what are all my hobbies? Yeah, I want to buy my recipe book, and I want to try learning a bit more from my nutritionist in terms of how I can create healthy meals from scratch for myself and have them still be delectable and delicious, because if I don't like something, I'm not eating it. I just can't. My style. Now, I know I said how I want to be able one day to afford, like, to buy things new from sustainable companies and not like choke, but we're not there yet. So I want to find fashionable sustainable stores that aren't like as expensive. I've found some that aren't super expensive, but their clothes are ugly, and I don't want to do that. I love fashion too much to do that. And then I want to start looking a bit more at consignment shops, because they a lot of times have like more high-end clothes. Sometimes it's a lot better quality than it is being at the thrift store, and I've heard good things about the ones around me. And then, or though, I would like to just keep receiving my clothes from my friends. This is how I got this sweater. If you have clothes that you don't want to wear, just give them to me. Thanks. For my home, I really want to learn more about hospitality. I want to create a digital bedroom makeover design and possibly a bathroom and kitchen makeover design. If I do, I'll let you guys know, and I'll probably make a video on it. I want to play my piano more to increase just the atmosphere of just that aspect of worship. And for my intellectual growth, I need to implement the strategies that I will be learning about after I read that article. I need to buy the courses. I already know which ones I want to take, but I need to invest in them. And I need to schedule out time to actually take and complete each course. So the last two, I think, are probably two of my, I don't know. The last two categories are for relationships and self-care. And for my relationships, I need to reach out to my friends more, because I struggle with that. And that is actually, it's like a breeding ground for loneliness, or for feeling like your friends don't really value you the way that you value them. And it's lies from the enemies, especially when they're like covenant friends that you know are going to be there for forever. So I need to do that. I also want to have more intentionality when it comes to spending quality time with people. That's one of my love languages, and so when I don't get that, it makes me sad. And I want to be more patient with my family, because obviously the people who are closest to you are the ones that get on your nerves the most. But that doesn't mean that you have to like act on irritations or little petty things. Like, just love on your family, you know? Time is too precious to just get mad and act crazy and not talk to them. Talk to your family, please. The last thing is for self-care. I want to set up a Britney day, and I want to also find customizable press-on nails. Like, I've seen a lot of people do them, but sometimes they're ugly. I don't know. I want to just find a shop, or like a few shops that I can order from that would be like my jam. And then I want to create a Pinterest board for all of the hairstyles that I want this year. Now, it is time to block off this schedule. We're talking birthdays, holidays, doctor's appointments, not apartments, the whole 9 yards. All right. So for the month of January, there is something. See, this is why you write stuff down, because I already done forgot. So I know I have physical therapy twice, and I have a follow-up appointment as well for my knees. Now, for the month of February, it is my dear husband's birthday, so we're definitely taking that entire weekend off to celebrate him. So I'm gonna take Friday and Saturday off, and then I take Monday off as well. So I usually work on Saturdays, so that is gonna be a long weekend for me. That is all for this month. For the month of March, we want to go on a vacation. I cannot believe I just sat down and did that. That's actually crazy. Seeing this stuff written down makes it way more real and scary. But I'm working on the Lord, I said, with just helping me get out of fearful mindsets and mindsets of lack, and feeling like I don't have the ability to achieve something, because I can do literally anything if I put my mind to it, and if it's in the will of God. With that being said, I hope that this was helpful. Let me know if you were planning with me throughout this video. That would be super cool. Or even if you were just like taking notes or something. And cheers to a productive year. Cheers to walking into every single thing that God has called us to walk into, without fear, without doubts, and full of faith. Until next time, bye guys.